How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope you are doing well. My name is Bungle, and today we're going to be talking about some hidden gems. Now, before I begin, I just want to say that over 99% of viewers on my channel are not subscribers. So I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Having you subscribe, having you comment, mashing the dislike button, stuff like that shows to me as the content creator, feedback and everything like that. I drop my pen, and it helps me understand what you're looking for, what things I can improve on, stuff that we can do as we build this community. Right now I think we're at 57 subscribers. My goal is to try to hit 100, and when we hit 100, start opening up more of the toolkit of YouTube, so we can definitely start creating polls and everything like that. More direct feedback to you as the viewer. So let's dive right into the topic. So the Hidden Gem series, if you're unfamiliar with this series, it's kind of unique to this channel, where we identify vehicles, planes, tanks, ships, and War Thunder that are kind of not really talked about, underrated really. And from there, we go and bring that to light and say how this vehicle is actually very good, very useful, and can be used for either events or the Battle Pass. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about the Alpha, the A-20 Golf 25-25. Now this one, the A-20, we're going to refer to as the A-20 throughout the time here of this video. And kind of give you a walkthrough if you're unfamiliar with how this process works. We're going to go into an overview talking about the A-20, and then we're going to go break it down by performance, fun factor, and if it's worth it. And as we go through each of these, this is kind of the talking point, or the professor, lecturing the class, and then we're going to go into a practical, and the practical is going to be actually me left seat, right seating you in a replay in the cockpit of me taking this A-20G out in a realistic battle. And no, it is not a replay. I know one subscriber on my channel had an issue with me using replays, so from here on forward we're going to be using actually live recorded gameplay. And I plan to kind of keep games that we record, not like seeking the best game, right? We're going to choose games as if I'm an average player or a regular player, and I just hit that play button and we get what we get. Now, if it's obviously trash tier games, we're going to make sure it's consistent, right? And this aircraft is definitely a consistent aircraft with the gameplay that you will see. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So the overview, all right, so this Hidden Gem is a battle rating 3.0, a rank 2 aircraft. It's free and it's in the tech tree. So why is this important? Well, this means it's easily accessible to any new player looking at trying to start the United States tech tree, as well as any returning player or player that already had this vehicle. So it's kind of easily accessible, right? It's not behind a paywall. You're able to go and pick it up. So let's kind of dive in here into each of these areas, right? And these areas are going to be the performance, the fun factor, and lastly, is it worth it? Alright, so performance. And this thing is a flying tank. If you're unfamiliar, or correct me if I'm wrong, history buffs out there, this aircraft, from what I gathered from my research, was used in the Italian campaign in Sicily. And this thing is great. It's a fast, maneuverable aircraft. No, it's not maneuverable like a Zero, but for other bombers out there, like a B-17 or B-25, I'd rather take this thing out. And the reason why is because it's maneuverable, it's got a good bomb payload, and the turret selection isn't half bad either. This is a flying tank in the sense that I have an enemy sitting on my tail. I'm able to take them out when they're firing 20mm cannons at me in an Italian aircraft. I can do head-ons with enemy plane, pull away, no problemo. I can even head on a Falk Wolf and even get away with it, right? Do I recommend seeking and going out and doing that? No. But at the same time, this thing can take hits. And that's probably the big thing you want in a bomber or a striker or a attacker, is something that can take hits. So this thing is a flying tank, and you'll kind of see why in the replay as we go left seat, right seat that. Now, for the fun factor, I mean, it's a great bomber. It can be a bomber slash fighter in the sense that you're not really constrained in the aspect of if someone wants to hit on you, you can kind of pull that maneuver in time, identify them that they're coming after you, and head on them. and you can also shoot down like low-flying attackers like IL-2s and stuff. So there's a sense that this aircraft is kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, in the sense that, you know, it's not going to be strictly set on bombing. You're not going to bomb all these bases and win the game for your team, because the payload it has, excuse me, even at that BR, isn't going to be enough to, like a GU-288 to go on, or a TU-4 to go and basically win the game if you have 2 or 3 of them. It's not going to happen. You're not going to win games by bombing bases. So there's that. But you can go take out opponents. You can take out pillboxes because it has the firepower, because it has I think 6 or 8 50 cals in the nose. So there you go. You can hit on anyone and just kick their butt with that. So lastly, is it worth it? I would highly recommend putting a talisman on this aircraft if you're looking at starting the tech tree. If you're starting the tech tree, or you haven't even, you're a new player, right? And you're like, oh, I'm trying to figure out. Definitely, of all the premiums out there right now for that rank 2 and stuff like that, low tiers, definitely talisman this aircraft. They can research rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3, no problem. So there's kind of my overview and going through these areas, right? So next thing you're going to see is a replay. Replay is, of course, recorded. I'm not pre-recording these and then commenting afterwards. It's actually as if I'm flying the aircraft out there. Like I said, my intent with these recordings is not to do a replay, since I already got hemmed up for that by one of my viewers who shall not be named. And going forward with that, you know, my goal with these replays, or not really replays, but, you know, live recordings and stuff, is to have it in the sense that you're out there playing it. Because the thing I feel from what I've seen other content creators or other replays, you know, stuff like that, we try to seek the best thing ever, right? But you got to keep in mind that by doing that, you're going to hamper your gameplay and stuff like that. So I just took this thing out for the heck of it. You'll see the game I pulled, and I'll be honest with you, this thing does do this a lot. And it's not that I'm a skilled player or anything like that. It's a good plane. It's a hidden gem. So please watch the replay. I hope you didn't skip this point, but if you did, shame on you. And you know, we'll go from there. So thanks for stopping by, and enjoy the replay. Was actually recorded, but you know what. Okay, so we're gonna go and take the A-20G here out into combat. Now, keep in mind, we're gonna go with some 500-pound bombs. We're gonna make the purchase of it because I guess they keep updating and changing everything. So we're gonna get 500-pound bombs. I'm gonna go with ground targets since we'll be ground pounding, and armored targets with AP shells in case we come up against any aircraft. Now, the thing that we're gonna try to do here is we're going to try to bomb bases, and we're going to try to like go and ground pound with it. And the reason why, you know, we're ground pounding and everything like that is kind of, this is a strike fighter, right? This is an attacker. So the big deal here with this is that if you look at, like I said, the modifications, the loadout we're going to be using and everything, like we go in, we bomb the bases, we'll go bombs and targets, and then if you put like a talisman on this thing already, this can be a good cheap alternative to kind of like researching vehicles in the tech tree. Now I know we just had the talisman sale and all that, right? But you know, if future sales, or if you're looking at starting this tree sometime soon, like that's definitely a good initiative to do, is to try to pick something up like that. So as you can notice here, we're also going to have an attacker spawn, because this is kind of how this aircraft works, right? So we're going to be spawning in the attacker spawn. We got our bombs, we got our targets and everything, and we're gonna wait to see if the targets spawn in, because usually they don't. Like, there we go. So you can see it spawning in. I gotta look at to see who else I'm flying with. So we got some A-36s and A-20G. So I'm gonna go call this base over here, so that way my teammates can kind of understand that this is where I'm going. And it's usually common courtesy to kind of do this in a match, is to call your bases, because, you know, at the same time, you're going to have, like, allies rushing around. And the thing is I guess the A-36 is providing escort, so that's awesome. But, yeah, like, you want to go call your bases, because the problem you'll see, especially in higher tier bombers or stuff like that, is that the players are going to start kind of, like, rushing the bases and competing with each other, and it just becomes kind of a mess. And it's not really fun either, because then you're kind of racing against your teammates to go bomb bases, and at the end of the day, like, someone's going to be that person that doesn't get it. And, you know, usually what I see is someone's rushing for this one, and then these two are left open. You got like 3 guys rushing for one base. Like, it just, just call your bases, try to coordinate with them, and then plan ahead too. Because let's say, like I don't know this guy, what he's doing right now, probably isn't listening in the chat or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm gonna go bomb this base. I believe it takes, now if it's old school, it probably would be 4 of these to take out 1 base, because I know in higher tiers, they kind of, the tonnage required to bomb a base is gonna vary. So I'm kind of level flying right now on my bomber. I also really like this skin. I think it's pretty cool. I think they use this in Sicily or whatever. All right, so I don't get bomb. Okay, well that's weird. So I don't get a bomb site. So we got an IL-2 that looks like he's trying to engage with us. It's A-36. I hope he breaks off and attacks him, because I really don't plan on engaging that IL-2 right now. That's not on my priority list. So we're going to open the bomb bay doors. We're going to drop all 4 bombs. Alright, we're going to pull out. And as you can see, we did roughly 3/4 worth of damage to the base. Alright, so I think we're going to go do some dogfighting right now. So that IL-2 is going a little slow. And honestly, he's turning, it looks like he's trying to turn left, so he's going to be a little slower since he flew all the way up there to engage. I believe there's an enemy bomber all the way above us, B-18, so we're not going to go chase after him. So if you notice too, we got some pillboxes we can look at too, but right now we're going to focus on this IL-2 and try to get him out of the game, send him back to the garage and the hangar, so he can go take one for his team. Also look, I guess there's other bombers flying down to engage us right now, but so I believe, yeah, there's nose mounted 50 cals, right? So this thing could be a monster. So we're gonna aim a little bit, guide our shots. This IL-2 is actually very maneuverable, surprisingly. I guess that's like the early version of it. So we're gonna pull away, we're gonna turn around for another pass. I probably didn't do a good lead on him. Looks like that P-38 is gonna just nail him. And he's still flying a little bit, so he slowed down, he's turn fighting and everything, so he's losing his energy. Our A-36 is probably going to tear him up if he's got the gun pods, but for us, we're going to just fire a quick burst out, kind of aim a little bit, and there we go, our A-36 tears him apart. Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to go and focus kind of on ground pounding. So these 50 cals can pen the light pillboxes, and like I said, if you're trying to grind the texture and everything, a great way of doing it is kind of going after these pillboxes. So as you can see right there, roughly 300 something rounds right into the pillbox. Not bad at all, and this is good for RP. We're not going to take a shot here on this one just because it's kind of like not a good angle. Let's see, we got another light pillbox. We're going to, okay, am I playing the instructor? See, that's the thing I hate about RB sometimes. You get this thing called instructor, if you can see where my temperature readings are at, and that thing just kind of pulls the plane around, especially when you're flying low levels. It kind of gets annoying and it's frustrating to play with that going on. Looks like we got someone on our tail. The critical hit someone. That P-40 is just flying around. Is my gunners dead? Are my gunners dead? Looks like my gunners are dead. That's awesome. Is it dead, or is he reloading? Like, I can't... Okay, there we go. No, what are my gunners doing? So I guess we hitted that P-40 to the point where his engine is not even working. And I also put yeah, he's on fire. Okay, so he's done. He's out of the game. Alright, so as you can see already, this thing's actually a pretty good tank. We already took a P-40 out of the game. Really, that was not even intent. Like, I wasn't even planning on it, really. I was more focused on bombing. You see how he just came out of nowhere. So that's another thing to say too, is that, you know, the armament, you get like the twin turret 50 cals, and you got a gunner with a 50 cal, so it's not bad at all either. And you can see here we got an A-35, so he's kind of just turning with this P-39, and looks like he got taken out of the game. Alright, so let's go back to our pillboxes, because that P-40 kind of distracted my runs. As you can notice right now, we got some Falkwolves flying around and everything. We're going to keep an eye on them in case they want to head on us, which if they do, it's pretty dumb. They're going to get taken out of the game. We're going to go focus on this light pillbox, put some rounds into it. Hopefully it blows up. There we go, it's done. Alright, this J-82, that's what I was worried about. It's going to fly by us. Alright, as you can see, we took some hits. He's probably going to turn around. Where did he go? There we go. No, he's just going to fly away. As you can see, this bomber does take a lot of hits. It's actually probably one of the best attackers in the game, in my opinion, especially for this BR 3.0. I mean, the fact that I can just strafe these targets without anything going on, it's actually pretty nice. You can see that J-22 is moving away. My plane's kind of taking a hit, so I can make one more pass before I have to head back to the garage. As you can see too, our score is pretty damn high. Excuse my language for that, but it is very, very high right now. So, you know, look at that too, right? We already got 1 kill. We're taking out these pillboxes. It's going to help us in the long run. But my engines are already overheating and everything, so I'm probably going to have to go take this aircraft back to the garage. Let's see, do we have any other targets? I don't know why that light pillbox is over there. It like makes no sense to me whatsoever. Alright, did we take it out? I guess we took that one out. Okay, so we're basically out of rounds, and we're gonna fly back to the base. And it looks like we have enough rounds to maybe head on this Falkwolf if he wants to head on. I don't know, I don't think he is. He's out of rounds or something. No, he's gonna try to head on us. Okay. And we set him on fire. Alright, well there we go. He is done. He is gonna go down, and that's 2 kills. So as you can see right now, like we just took this thing out, fully spaded, and it's doing very, very well. The only thing right now we're having problems with is our engines, but we're gonna take this back to the base. As you can see here right now, we got 6 kills. We bombed the base, and we got two kills with the plane. So. Yeah, not bad at all. It's just the only thing I'm worried about right now is my engine's overheating because we already got it's flashing and everything like that. So I think I'm gonna try to land at this close airfield here because it's just the closest, and the way things are going right now, this aircraft is just not gonna make it. So we're gonna go fly down a little bit, see if we can land and go and repair our aircraft. I could try to make it back. The B-18 is kind of concerning me too, because he's probably going to try to come back. I got a feeling he's just going to try to chase us down and strafe us while we're at the airfield, which honestly it's a dumb move to do. I'm not really a fan of that type of gameplay, but I digress. I do it sometimes too. It's not fun being on the receiving end of that. So we're going to baby this engine a little bit. I'm going to pull back on the throttle. We're probably going to lose the right engine. I don't know that airfield is enough for us to make a landing though. I kind of like going back to this one just because it's got more AA. The problem here is that with this B-18 is going to come down and try to take us out. And as you can see already, we got ones trying to strafe down for us. I believe that's the Italian aircraft. So yeah, it's not looking too good right now at all. Looks like that P-51's probably going to get taken out of the game, knowing it. But no, he pulled away. Okay, so maybe it's because of the AA. I don't know. I'm going to go back to our main airfield, and the reason why is, like I said, the AAA at that airfield is way better. So we're going to fly all the way back to that airfield. And like I said, right now, like this plane is pretty darn fun. You know, doing this, and you can see the amount of hits that I took. And, you know, I wasn't aiming the best, right, at some of the targets I was engaging with, especially that IL-2. I probably could have gotten a 3rd kill if I was aiming correctly. But at the same time, like, it's very fun. It's a very durable aircraft. I'm very impressed with it. I think it got buffed recently too, but especially with its camo and everything, I think this was used in the Italian Sicily campaign. Like, this aircraft is very fun. I would really, really recommend, if you're going to look at grinding the American tech tree and you're looking at just kind of like talismaning an aircraft, this is definitely probably one I would talisman right away, especially if you're starting off in a tech tree. So it looks like that. It looks like he's trying to come back to the airfield, but the problem is, like, he's going to try to engage us, but he's going to get shot down because the AAA is going to be like stronger here than it is at that other airfield. And the reason why is because this is the main airfield. This is the one where we spawn and everything. So of course that's going to be a lot, you know, bigger for like have way better AAA than the other airfield that's over there. So we're going to slow down a little bit. We're going to put our landing flaps on. We're going to land this sucker on the airfield. Hopefully we have no problems. Usually I like to hit my throttle down to 30, a little around that, a little below it, just so, because that works fine. Another thing to notice here is too, when you land, if you have a bicycle seat tripod, like landing gear like this aircraft, it's really easy just to hold the brake down. Other aircraft that don't have that front landing gear, if you try to hold it down, it's going to send the aircraft forward, and you have to kind of have to baby it, kind of like hold it brake every so many seconds. So that's kind of a problem with that. But I mean, like I said, this is definitely a hidden gem for sure. Just the fact that, like I said, I mean, we took this thing out and did really, like, this is something I could pull in like realistic battles in my Harrier back when it was like really overpowered. But the fact we just took it out for a spin and we did all that, I mean, it's insane. really good, solid aircraft. Now, I'm not going to say every game's going to be like this, right? Because there could be games where I take this thing out and I get totally annihilated at the beginning of the match. The whole enemy team goes after my aircraft. Does that thing happen? It happens all the time. I mean, every single vehicle in this game is subject to having a terrible match. Every single player, good or bad, are subject to having a bad match. It's just unique to the game. It's like that in World of Tanks or any other game too, right? So, and I'm not saying this aircraft is you're gonna get this exact game every single time, but the reliability of it will be definitely there. Like, and that's the thing too. If you're looking at grinding, doing the battle pass and stuff like that, you want a good, decent aircraft where you have a good BR, good team composition. They can go do events without struggling or worried about just not having a good time. And this aircraft, like I said, definitely fulfills those requirements for taking it out and just bombing bases, having fun and stuff like that. And I know we've talked before about arcade battles being the the best way to do these events, right? But realistic isn't a bad option if you're just looking at kind of just turning your brain off or having fun and stuff like that. If you're trying to meet like objectives and stuff like that, just do arcade, because realistic, it just takes too much time, and a lot of these tasks or stuff that need to be done, like Operation Winter, it's more time efficient just to go and do those tasks or play arcade. So as you can see here, I believe we're the almost last one. We have a P-51 and B-34 hanging around, and they got 2 more fighters on their team. So yeah, it's I don't know if we can pull a win from this. I mean, that SM-91, if that's the premium from the event, that could be a problem. But looks like we just lost our fighter, so yeah, now we're at a kind of a disadvantage, right? I believe they only have, I guess they have 2 attackers, but either way, or 2 fighters left. Either way, like, we're gonna try to bomb the base. I guess the B-34 is gonna take that one out, and we can take the one next to it. Kind of get those points, get those credits, and we'll kind of see like what we get from this event at the end of it. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, we just have to bomb these bases, I guess, and take out those 2 targets. And we got the SM-91 kind of hanging around up high. Let's see. I just want to see how kind of player he is. He's probably a level 100 or something, steel clothing. Let's see. No, 79. Alright, but he knows what he's doing, or he or she or whatever knows what they're doing, because they're flying up high up there, and obviously they know how to engage with targets, and they didn't bother charging into the airfield, so that player definitely is a threat. Now, if that's really the premium one, then I definitely will be concerned, because 30mm or 20mm or even cannons really can be a problem on this aircraft. It looks like it is a twin-engine aircraft. I don't know what exactly it is, though, so we're just gonna not engage with it, because like I said, I don't have the maneuverability. I guess that thing's just a UFO or whatever, just turning really well. I'm gonna let my gunners take a hand of it right now, if they can, but let's see. He's coming down on us. Yeah, it looks like he's got like cannons or whatever. Okay, let's see if I can hit him. Okay, we're hitting him a little bit. We critted him. Let's see if we can put in more shots into him. Yep, he's done. Alright, as you can see, we got another kill. So my right engine's pretty much screwed. My left engine's good. So he's done. We almost collided with the enemy A-20G, so that's great. So yeah, that's not bad. It looks like, is there another one? No, okay. So we're just gonna drop bases on this base over here right in front of us while we're at it, and we're gonna head back. But already, as you can see, this aircraft is definitely a hidden gem, as you can see by basically this gameplay, right? I just took it out. This is not like I pre-recorded, oh, I'm trying to hunt for good games. Like, I literally just said, okay, screw it, we're gonna take this out, we're gonna see how we do. And if we do well, then awesome. If we do terrible, then oh well. But, this is a really good match. Like, I'm very impressed with the way this aircraft handled. Are we going to win? Probably not, just because I guess the enemy took out more ground targets, or just they took out more targets than we did. Keep in mind, this thing does not have a bomb sight for whatever reason, so we're going to fly low, drop these bombs. I put like 2 or 1 second fuses on it too, so that way we don't get caught up in the explosion, because that's kind of a common thing with aircraft, bombers, and all that. You get caught up in the explosion. So there we go. We got a base destroyer. We're now at like 5,000 something points. So there we go on that point. I mean, like I said, very fun match. Very surprising. The gunners are very well. I do have the crew is kind of maxed out on that, so the gunners are pretty good, and same with the pilot and everything. So I kind of try to take my best lineup out for this aircraft. But yeah, right now we just gotta make it back to base. Once we make it back to base, we can go and kind of rearm and take this aircraft out one more time. But I really don't know if it's a bomber that's left or what. I mean, not really that it matters right now anyway, but it's kind of urgent that we get back and repair aircraft, just because flying on one engine isn't really going to be a good thing. I mean, obviously the second engine's about to go any second just because it's leaking and it's red and all that stuff. So we're going to take this bad boy back. But I mean, like I said, durability wise, this thing's insane. Like other bombers, GU-888 and stuff like that, like I haven't taken a bomber out in a while like this one and actually like, wow, do well. I'm gonna save the the premium versions of this, and what I mean by premium, the DB7 and I think the Boston Mark 1 and all those are like separate tech tree planes. Now I wonder if we should go and engage for this aircraft. I'm probably just gonna rearm and like just reload everything, just because I don't feel like we're in the capability to engage. I mean, our right wing's kind of banged up, our tail's kind of banged up, so if he shoots our tail or anything like that, or our elevator, we're not going to be able to even move this thing. If we head back to base, he's going to try to, if he tries to follow us to base, he's going to have to deal with AAA, and he's going to try to take, like, there's two of us left, so even if he tries taking one of us out, it's really not going to work that well. And as you can see too, I'm kind of like really pushing pressure on the engine, so I'm going to try to baby it here and try to calm the engine down. But yeah, like I said, if he really wants to go after us, it's not going to go too well. And it looks like he's not going that fast as well. It kind of looks like a slower aircraft, so for us to engage with him, it would go pretty well. But I'm not really going to take my chances here and land, take off, just because by the time he gets to us, we're going to be taken off from this airfield. So I'm going to go back to the main spawn one, and the reason, like I said before, is I go to that one, and matches like this, you got to be careful which ones you choose, because this one is like, the A is not as strong as this one. Because this is the base that if the bombers were taking out all these targets, they're going to go and have to bomb this one. So this one's going to be more protected. B-34 here, yeah, he's flying away too, so he's not going to even bother coming to this base. So we're going to go land, and from that we're going to go back and engage this target. It looks like he's trying to take out a GU-87s or whatever, so if that happens, I guess that's a loss for us. But I mean, like I said, I'm not really that concerned right now about it. I mean, this aircraft is not going to be able to engage with them. Just because if he aims for our wings, that's going to snap off and this aircraft's done. And I'm not going to take the elevator out and lose that too. So, alright, let's see, we're going back to landing. We're going to go cut the throttle a little bit. We're going to go start slowing down. We want to get to that like 300, 200 miles per hour. Kilometers per hour, so that way we can start landing. I'm going to increase the throttle a little bit just because it's going to start warning me that we're going too slow. And then we're going to put our landing gear down, put our gear down, landing gear and flaps down, and we're just going to go and land. And we're going to that high speed, so we're going a little too fast here, so we're going to slow it down to 30, put the gear back down, see if the game likes that. The aircraft's okay with that. Yep, we're good. Okay, now we're gonna land. And yeah, it's I guess sometimes the tickets don't really make much sense. I mean, if you look at it this way, like I took out their pillboxes, so technically they should kind of meet more for their ticket wise, but I guess going for the aircraft is another way of winning. But as you can see here, right, like look at all the stuff that their team did versus what I did and my team did, so technically their ticket count should kind of be down too, right? But I'm not really an expert on like why the ticket count works the way it does, but it's just usually it's whoever has the most planes left wins. So we're gonna just repair here. Once we're done repairing, we'll take off. We'll go and see if we can engage that target, drop more bombs off on an enemy position, and that's pretty much it. I believe it's also the AI killing each other too that kind of wages on this factor, but So let's take this bad boy off and let's go and wrap up this match. So take care of your objective. Time is running out. What is the objective? Like, I don't even understand. Destroy enemy attackers, cover the allied ones, help ground ones, capture Bastogne. Okay, I guess they're not capturing Bastogne then. I guess the Germans are repelling them out. So we're gonna go and take off and engage this last and final target. But yeah, I mean, if you got bombers that like play like this that I haven't even talked about or covered yet, let me know. But this is probably by far the best bomber / attacker in the game for a tech tree one, just because of the fact that the BR is pretty good. So 3.0 tier 2. So if you're a new player or you haven't even started the US yet, it's, you know, new, it's free, you're able to go and pick it up, no problemo, and it's pretty fun. I would actually say it was really enjoyable flying out this match. So I'm probably going to order a blind hunt too, just because I want to know where the hell this guy is at. And he's all the way probably back at his airfield. Alright, well, I think if we take out these A-20s, that can also screw his tickets, but we're probably going to lose just because of the way the battle's going with the AI and the tickets. So I guess the AI lost the battle for us, but oh well. But yeah, pretty much that. I mean, if you guys got any other like bombers that play like this, let me know and I'll take a look at it. But I was generally impressed with this aircraft. I mean, we finished first on our team and our score is really, really high. So I mean, there's that. It was pretty fun. I actually really, really enjoyed it. And looking back at it, let's look at the yeah, so RP, so this is like if you're researching your vehicle, and this is for like vehicle research for 2000. I don't know, yeah, I really don't know like how that was applied to this. I think because this is like a higher tier jet, it didn't count. That's probably what happened with that. The 7000 probably was meant for the, if I was researching like a rank 2 or rank 3 or even a rank 1 aircraft. It wouldn't matter. But you can see we finished first on our team. We got these awards for doing that well. Battle log. And we'll talk chat history. Okay. And yep, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you all like this video, make sure you comment down below. Leave a like button if you really hit that like button if you really like it. Let me know if you want more of this kind of hidden gem stuff. We're kind of revising it a little bit. We got the presentation / some actual gameplay now. So yeah, I really do appreciate the feedback with the videos and all that. Definitely adjusting, going from replays to live recording. Next video, next topic, we're gonna try the. I know one of my viewers was asking for it, and I have been putting it off, but the HE-100 Delta 1. So we'll take that one out. But other than that, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Suggest other comments, other aircraft that kind of play like this. I really do like it. We'll also cover the. They got moved to 10.0. Wow, that's insane. I want my refund now. Wow, they bumped it to 10.0. It was at 9.7 literally yesterday, and they moved it to 9.0. The absolute madmen. Well, that's insane. I mean, I would like a refund then, Gaijin. What the heck? This thing moved from 9.3 to 9.7, now it's 10.0. Where are you going to move it now? To 10.7? Jeez. Alright, well, if you're looking at picking the Harrier up, I probably wouldn't recommend it unless they give this thing flares. Like, if they're going to keep moving the BR up on this aircraft, they need to put flares on it. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Because this thing doesn't get flares, but you're telling me this thing that spawns in gets flares and everything, a numerous amount of flares, but you won't put flares on the Harrier GR1? I mean, let's look at this one. This one gets flares, probably. Yeah, it gets flares. This one doesn't get flares. But yeah, I mean, like, look, this thing's 9.7. This thing's 9.7, it gets flares. It's another Harrier, it gets flares. But you won't put flares on this premium that you keep having a problem with and moving it around. Like, this thing needs flares. Honestly, if you're gonna keep moving it up in BR, because everyone keeps whining about it being overpowered and all that, then it needs flares. It really does, because the other versions have flares. So like, move it up with give it flares. It's ridiculous. Like literally, don't buy the Harrier GR1 now. Like it's gonna keep getting screwed with because Gaijin won't, for whatever reason, either give a refund or give it flares. That's my only like. That's so stupid. But anyways, for that tirade, DB7, Bassa Mark 1, and the Havoc Mark 1. These are premium versions of A-20G, and just keep in mind that these aren't as strong, I would say, as the A-20G. Just because if you look at the armament, it's not as strong compared to how the AG-20G gets 50 cals and all that. But yeah, that really ticked me off. That's dumb. Don't buy the Harrier GR1 then. Wow, I had a fun time with the aircraft, and of course it got Gaijin. Well, I hope you all have a great day. You all take care. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure you comment down below. Thank you.